Hey guys, welcome back. I think I'm doing pretty good this year. So, as you can see by the title, we need to talk about the illusion. Because how is it that you can have 200 matches and still feel untouched, right? How is it that you can message someone all day and still feel unknown? We're living in the most hyper connected era in human history, at least according to recent data. Over 300 million people worldwide use dating apps, and in the US, nearly 1 in 3 relationships begin online. Swiping has become the new meeting cute, whatever, and yet loneliness is at a 50-year high. So, what is happening? That's what I want to figure out because I know a lot of people complain about being lonely online, and we need to get down to the bottom of it. So, in today's girl chat, we're stepping beyond the swipe. We're packing the psychology. We're unpacking it basically. The emotional toll, cultural shifts, and most importantly, how to reclaim depth in a world that rewards quick judgment and surface level conversations. This is romantic, yes, but it's also research backed, okay? Because feelings matter, but most importantly, facts do. Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to Joy Serendipity. If you're new here, definitely subscribe. You won't regret it. Hey, what's up, you? I'm gonna be moisturizing while I record this video, so don't look at me weird. If you see me looking down, I'm putting lotion on my feet. That's beyond the point. But we're gonna jump right into it. So let's talk about the illusion of options, because a lot of people, child. So we're gonna start there. Dating apps create the illusion of abundance. Like you're quick to swipe. Oh, there's this hot girl right here. I definitely have a chance. Blah blah blah. You open the app, it's like, here's 20 new people. Here's 40 more. Here's someone who's 6'3". Here's someone with a golden retriever. Here's someone who travels. Here's someone who seems emotionally intelligent because they put therapy in their bio. And suddenly, love feels infinite. But psychology actually shows something interesting called the paradox of choice. When we have too many options, right? We become less satisfied with the one we choose, because part of us is always wondering, what if there's someone better on the next swipe? So instead of depth, we stay in evaluation mode. We don't fully settle at all into people. We assess them. Like you're going through like, are they 6'3"? Is there someone out there who could be 6'4"? Like you're just constantly judging someone off of a checklist that you created when you first created your profile on the app. And that subtle shift, it changes everything. It changes how you see things. It changes you actually putting in effort or making it, like having an end goal when being on the app. So I would say it leads to like a dopamine design. Let's talk about the design of these apps for a second. From Hinge to Bumble to OkCupid to Coffee Meets Bagel. There's so many apps, and honestly, I feel like they're only on there for profit, okay? They're not trying to help you find love, whatever. They use that because that's a lot of people's weak points and what they desire so much. And yeah, so swiping is built on a variable reward system, the same psychology used on slot machines. You swipe, nothing. Swipe, nothing. Swipe, oh, a match. Your brain releases dopamine. And it's not even about the person yet, it's about the reward. So sometimes we're not even addicted to connection, we're addicted to anticipation, right? And when dating becomes gamified, people start to feel less human. We become profiles, prompts, photos, curated highlights, 6 pictures, and 3 witty lines are supposed to summarize a soul, a character, a person. Isn't that wild when you really think about it? Like, how am I supposed to fit me, like an enigma, like me as a person, into one little profile and expect people to be like, yeah, that's who I want? Because when you first meet someone, you are either spiking up a conversation, like they see your looks first, cool. We all realize that once we're attracted to someone, that's what leads to connection. But on a profile, people are judging you based off of how you answer the questions. And a lot of the times the questions are surface level. You would have to actually want to get to know the person. So, I don't know. So, why it feels lonely with all these dating apps, with all this access to people. Like, we're connecting with people who we wouldn't have even ran into had the digital aspect been available. But why it feels lonely, and here it gets deeper, is hyperconnectivity. Doesn't allow or create intimacy. You can text someone all day and still not feel emotionally safe with them, because intimacy isn't frequency. It's you being vulnerable. It's consistency. It's presence. And a lot of modern dating lives in this gray area of ambiguity. Are we talking? Are we dating? Are we just vibing? Like, there's that constant question because you guys aren't being consistent or putting in the effort. Situationship culture thrives in digital spaces because there's low accountability. If someone disappears, there's no social consequence. And ghosting, it hurts because there's no closure. And a lot of people like to say, oh, closure doesn't exist. You give yourself closure. Honestly, that's you giving an out for the person who's doing the ghosting. I don't condone ghosting. I don't like it. Never done it. I will never do it because I have the guts and I have something about myself where I would never want to do something to people who would do it to me. Right? So it does hurt because there's no closure. Your brain is literally struggling to process unresolved endings. Research shows ambiguous loss is harder to move on from than a clear breakup. So if you've ever overthought a 3-week talking stage like it was a 3-year relationship, I'm gonna say it, you're not being dramatic. Your brain just doesn't like unfinished stories, and that's what a lot of these dating apps are creating. We have various copious amounts of unfinished stories out there on bookshelves that will never be touched again because people are not connecting, people aren't talking, people aren't considering other people as they aren't considering them as humans, like people with emotions and stuff, which is very sad. Okay, so I already did a blog post on this part, but so you can check it out. I'll put all the information in my bio below, the description below. But I feel like attachment styles come into the app era as well. We're going to talk about attachment styles and how that comes in. So if you're anxious attachment, dating apps can feel like emotional chaos. You're watching response times. You're analyzing the tone of their message. You're feeling high when they do text or when they do respond or when they swipe back on you. But you're low when they don't. All right? That's how the attachment style works. But on the opposite end, if you're avoidant, apps are kind of a perfect thing to do because the excuses I have heard. Endless options, low pressure, easy exits. If you're secure, because people always talk about anxious and avoidant, but they don't talk about secure, and we could talk about the other one too on a different day. You're probably overwhelmed and log off for peace. If you're secure, that's why a lot of people are deleting apps now. Apps amplify attachment patterns. They don't create insecurity. They're going to expose it for sure though. So part of the cultivating deeper connection isn't about who you're choosing. It's about understanding how you attach. And a lot of people refuse to do the work before even getting into the dating world. They're just going into these situationships unhealed, like not knowing who they are as a person, and then they're hurting others because they're blaming them for their unhealed selves. You know how that makes sense? So you have avoidance going after it, anxious, which they're both wrong for not healing. They're on the twos. They're on that spectrum. But you should not be dating someone until you know how you are, until you healed, you've done the work, how you like to be loved, how you like to be taken out. There's so many people who are not doing the work getting on these apps. There are so many people who don't even want relationships getting on these apps, and then going after the people who obviously say they want a relationship. Why are you, as a person who don't want a relationship, going after someone who wants a relationship? That's kind of selfish, right? And you can't say, oh, I didn't know. They put it in their bio. So people are not reading bios. I'm just going to say it, okay? And I think that's very selfish of them, because it could save a lot of heartbreak if people will read. If a person says they don't want kids, why are you going or swiping right on their profile when you know you want kids? Honestly, I have opinions about that, but I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, like, I feel like the dating apps could have gone so well, and they probably do for a handful of people, but there are a lot of people on dating apps who are like ruining it for others. So I feel like it also goes into and stems from validation versus intimacy for the people who are on these apps. So let's talk about validation. The matches feel good. Oh my goodness, attention feels good. Being wanted feels good. Just knowing there are people out there who want me, who will probably never get me. You know what I'm saying? But validation is not the same as intimacy. Validation says, you're attractive. Intimacy says, I see you. I see who you are. I see your flaws. I see, you know what I'm saying? Validation is boosting your ego, and intimacy is building that safety for you. And sometimes people are confusing the two, right? You can have chemistry and still not want emotional depth, right? You can have attraction and still not have alignment. Attraction and chemistry are not going to save a relationship or a potential relationship. Butterflies are not compatibility. I don't know who made up that idea of like, yeah, you got butterflies in your stomach, that means you guys are meant to be. No. I'm so sorry to say. All right? Sometimes those butterflies are anxiety telling you that you know that person is not the one. Someone had to say it. Calmness when meeting someone and getting to know someone is so underrated. I promise you, if you feel calm around a person, I respect that more, and I see that as bigger potential than, oh my goodness, he's calling, like, you know. So I wanted to go into how to cultivate depth if you're going to use these dating apps, because I'm not saying dating apps are terrible and that you won't find love. I've seen people find love on dating apps. I'm just saying you need to vet these people out. So, okay, what do we do? So, ask yourself how we move beyond a swipe without becoming cynical. And I think, or at least this is what I've learned, slow down. You do not need to talk to 5 people at once to feel chosen. Honestly, I don't like talking to more than 5 people. That's a lot of work outside of being an adult. Depth requires attention, and attention divided will get diluted while you're multitasking multiple romances. So ask better questions instead of what do you do, because I just don't, you're not learning anyone from what do you do. I mean, if you ask them, what do you do? Ask them, why did you choose to do what you do, right? Ask better questions. Or try asking them, what changed you in the last year? Because that can go into a deeper conversation that will give you clues as to, is this person the one? You can't be mad in the future of, I wasted my time on him, I didn't know he was like that, if you're asking what's your favorite color in the beginning and throughout the relationship, right? Instead of asking, what are you looking for in a relationship? Because first of all, you're giving them the blueprint of how to hurt your heart, or how to become who you need them to be in order to get what they want, if that makes sense, right? So don't ask, what are you looking for? Ask them maybe, what does a healthy relationship look like to you? Because everyone has their own definition, and if their definition isn't coinciding with yours, watch consistency over that chemistry, right? Chemistry can happen in one night. We all know that, we've seen it happen. But character is going to reveal itself over time. You're going to see their character when things are down, when moments are slow, when things go left in their life, or, And most importantly, pay attention to your nervous system when you're around them. Do you feel anxious and unsure? Or are you feeling safe and grounded when in their presence? Your body usually knows before your ego does. And please don't ignore what your body is saying to protect your ego. Trust me. So, in order to protect softness, here's the part I care about the most. Do not let modern dating harden you. Please don't. I've seen so many people become hard because of one bad experience. It's more about discernment. Discernment is so powerful. Bitterness is very heavy, okay? Keep that in mind. You can have boundaries and still be that warm person, and take breaks and still believe in love. You can say, this isn't aligned, without saying love is dead. I've seen so many people quick to say love doesn't exist, or all such and such gender is bad. I don't believe that. Technology didn't ruin romance. It's speeding it up, I would say, but it didn't ruin it. So maybe the rebellion now is slowing things down. It's choosing depth. It's choosing clarity. It's choosing people who show up consistently instead of very intensely. Put this on your heart or in your mind, or remind yourself, you are not a swipe or a profile or a late night what you doing text. You're a whole story, and the right person won't just skim you, they'll read you. Okay? That's how I feel about the whole dating app thing. If this resonated with you, comment. What do I want you to comment? Depth over dopamine. I really want you to hear your experiences with dating apps. I really want to hear them. Have you felt empowering, exhausting, or both? And if you're in your soft girl era, intentional, emotional, intelligent era, subscribe. Because here on Joy Serendipity, we talk about real love here. We talk about topics that make us uncomfortable in order to trigger growth. We talk about real self-worth, real growth. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next Girl Chat.